Okay, so here's the question. Does the camera add 10 pounds? The short answer is yes. The camera can add 10 pounds or more depending on the settings, but it can also subtract 10 pounds. So now you may be asking, why does this happen? And the answer is something called perspective distortion and compression. According to Wikipedia, perspective distortion is a warping or transformation of blah, blah, blah. I am really looking to go away from the technical stuff, so I will just explain it to the best of my ability. What this essentially means is that the wider your lens, the more slimmed down your subject will be, and the more zoomed in your lens is, the bigger and fuller your subject. Okay, so right now I have a 24mm lens on my camera, and as of this moment, this is my widest lens, so this is the slimmest I'm able to make myself look. And my most zoom lens is the 70-200 2.8, so 200mm is the most zoomed I will be able to get. So if I put this lens on the camera, this is the absolute biggest or fullest I will be able to make myself look. Fun fact, the human eye sees at about 50mm, so throwing that nifty 50 on your camera is about the closest you're gonna get to replicating what the human eye sees. So first up, we have the 200mm lens on the camera. We can see I am very, very far. In my opinion, I look very full. I'm taking up most of the camera frame. See some people with dogs walking by. But anyway, because those buildings are now so big in the background, I also look big in comparison. Versus with the 24mm lens, I'm taking up very little amount of the frame. And with regards to the buildings and everything else in the frame, I look thin. And for comparison, this is how I look with the 50mm lens. So if you were just there in the park observing me with your human eye, this is about how I would look. And if you put all three next to each other, you can really see that 200mm lens on the right there. The buildings, the amount of blur, everything just kind of comes together to make me look bigger, fuller, more defined, and just better all around. Now, I understand that there's some people out there that just may think the opposite of what I'm saying, but these are the tricks that work for me. You know, I just genuinely believe that the wider the lens, the more of the frame you can see and the more of the frame that you could compare in comparison with the subject, therefore making the subject look thinner. There's definitely some people out there that think that wider lenses are gonna make the subject look bigger and more distorted. But, you know, with these new lenses and everything, I don't believe that's the case anymore. I think that's kind of like the old way, the old style. Probably gonna be people that disagree with me, but nonetheless, this is the way I do it. So obviously when I shoot myself, I'm really looking to use the longest lens possible. My favorite lens is my 135mm prime lens. And on the other hand, if I'm shooting someone who's maybe a little more self-conscious, you know, I'll throw on like a 35mm. Thanks for checking out the video. If you feel like you got something out of it, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, @Mike_X Gorman. Peace.